D.Va a tiny bit here. So the D.Va coming in from Frenchette is really putting in the work. Now, I mentioned Esperanza, I mentioned Renasapi, but it does look like Wyoming Valley have opted to go Colloseo. Another fantastic map, longer sight lines. So maybe the DPS will have a little bit more of an easier option off early heads here, especially in the starting point of the bot.
It's interesting with Colloseo as well. You get those longer sight lines, but realistically with any push map, you're also getting a lot of flank angles. So I have to see how Central Bucks plays around, especially the right side swing through the doors to get to the backline. And if they want to try and go for a Genji and a D.Va again, we showed that, or they showed rather, that they can play multiple different compositions and switch around what is their DPS. So this is do or die though for Wyoming Valley West. If they don't win this one, the series is over.
And that's only in 10 minutes as well. Of course, push only giving you that a lot of time to work with. So they have 10 minutes to work it out. They have time to adapt, change things up. And my always big worry is swapping too late into a series. And the momentum is already built up against you, especially I feel like Colloseo or even push in general might be the biggest factor of this. When that bot is all the way at the checkpoint, even further than the checkpoint, the momentum really starts to weigh on the people in that who are behind, the team that is behind in that regard. 15 seconds till spawn doors open up. We're seeing a little insight into the compositions from both Central Bucks and Wyoming Valley. The D.Va from Not Noah so far, Frenchette looking at the Doom, but instead maybe want to go a little bit of ball instead.
Lots of different choices to make. Ronglong swapping back Frenchette, most famous with the D.Va, but definitely has showed some Doomfist in our time here at PIA. For Wyoming Valley, they're going to mirror the D.Va. What they have to be most careful of is Artie is rocking the Widow, and we'll see how quick they recognize it.
Listen, I saw Artie's sojourn in that overclock. I'm worried about the Widowmaker in a good way for Artie, in a bad way for Wyoming Valley. Gotta be really respectful of that space that Widowmaker does demand here. But as you mentioned, you saw how quick we scouted out that teleport from Sopo? No. They're locked in here, Llama, and they're continuing to pressure everyone out. And like I said, Artie, with those headshots, give me the first one to get Moonslayer, the Kiriko, out of the engagement, tries to go for a grapple shot onto the Juno, and finds a secondary fire anyway. 7 meters already in favor of Central Bucks, and they're moving forward into enemy territory.
It's just a lovely fight. I mean, they took it at 3 different angles. Frenchette at face value, Ronglong from the streets, and Artie from all the way back. They even had Quickster playing in that alcove, and Artie continues to hit headshots. Wyoming Valley has no answer.
They don't. D.Va's gonna be the best thing to mitigate this Widowmaker, but the sights are online here, Llama, and they're looking at the Widowmaker trying to force Artie away from free high ground, from free sight lines. It does work a little bit here as we are seeing the Artie back up to that lower edge, but Sopo once again the head out a tiny bit too much. And now we're in a constant 4v5 for Wyoming Valley. The fight is ongoing on the staircase, but in the back of it all, the bot, will come up to that forward checkpoint, and we lose Ronglong. The res does come to fruition. Even though Ari does get traded off for that res spot, we are once again seeing Central Bucks really push in the effort. The pulse bomb goes wide from Ronglong, putting all the pressure on Not Noah. Might get D-Mech here, but needs to regroup quickly before Tree finds the first kill in this fight.
I mean, the snowball has already started, and for Central Bucks South, they've got the forward spawn. They're playing phenomenal to recognize backline dive targets. Tree just gets no chance here and gets blown up. And Wyoming Valley West, they've got to find an answer. They've got control of the robot, but definitely not the team fight.
They surely don't, especially with Sopo also going down. Big damage output no longer in the engagement. The Valkyrie and Sound Barrier haven't been committed from Central Bucks in this extended fight, I will call it that at this point. But has been stolen for a second, though, regressing the progress being made by Central Bucks. But I love how active the Quickster is playing on this Lucio alongside a Mercy Pocket of all things.
That ability to boost the damage, to generate the healing has swapped really well between the two. And a D.Va bomb in the pocket can just open up the walkways as the robot continues to walk its way forward. Central Bucks South didn't have a ton of other ultimates, and Wyoming Valley West has a ton.
Oh, they surely do. The Colloseo has been a big one. The rally as well, mitigating Frenchette almost entirely, right? So about 5% to the Death Blossom, and they're brawling on the bot itself, and actually forcing Frenchette and company to back up a tiny bit here. You hear the rally get popped here by Chris, and the Colloseo is on top of that. the damage output, the healing output is a little bit too much for Bucks to comfortably take this fight. So they're gonna back up to this main area, more so backing up almost all the way back to the neutral.
Chance to push them back. They've got to reserve some of those ultimates, though, for what is going to be the next fight. I think specifically Sopo is going to be the critical piece in this next fight. If you land that ultimate, it can change everything.
Oh, this teleport coming in from Sopo in the back line. The development is online, though. I've seen this play many a time in my own comp games. Will it come to fruition? We will have to wait and see, because Sopo is looking a little bit without cooldowns to get out of the French rate of destruction, right? Noah does get rid of RD once again, has been kind of set as Noah's job to mitigate this his scan, but the Diva Bomb does come to fruition. Do we get the kill? We don't! The squish onto the mercy of Raiden, and not Noah finds both of the backliners, trading off a lot of red and blue in that kill feed. But it's just Noah, I believe, on the objective, trying to stall as much as possible. He needs to regroup back to the team.
Use that Diva Bomb in the last fight. Now they've only got 2 ultimates left to go, and Central Book South, we talk about their patience again and again. They take close range fights for Sopo, down dangerously low. They've got 4 ultimates, and they could just run them over.
Oh, and get run over we do. Bullet shot, not bullet shot, excuse me. Pulse Bomb getting used as well in that engagement tree, mitigates the Tracer, Sound Barrier, and Valkyrie once again committed at the same exact time, giving an absurd amount of healing outputs, absurd amount of stabilization for Central Bucks to continue this fight, and not only that, but also regain ideally forward spawns here.
Definitely get the forward spawn, and because of the meterage they've already gained, they've got so much space. Now the problem was they did use 4 ultimates in that last fight to get towards this position. Wyoming Valley West, though, has to play the defense. 5 minutes to go, and once again 2 DPS ultimates in the back pocket.
Gotta say that does doesn't come to fruition here. The defense matrix being the biggest thing of kind of making Sopo not want to use the defense matrix, but they have to go in at some point because we're down our Brigida. Quicks are always getting active on the back line. Here comes the raid form from Sopo, finally trying to stay in that fight a little bit longer onto the back line, but again shut down by French Ed, who has the Diva Bomb in the back pocket at the exact same time. Colloseo will be used in tandem to help supplement the lack of DPS output from the Reaper being taken down early on, but will it become a win here for the Wyoming Valley? Not sure. Noah D-Max in the middle of the fight. We also see the 4th Diva Bomb from French, which finds not 1 but 2, mitigating a remake from not Noah, mitigating the Atomic Shock from Tree.
Just incredible disruption. The Quickster has been earning themselves kills, but not only that, just knocking them off their line. And Quickster just double kills out of nowhere. Central Buck South are on the goal line.
Atomic Shock shut down by the pulse bomb from Wrong Long on that Tracer. Not able to use the Diva Bomb either. The rally to go for a last minute contest, but at this point you and I both know it's looking a lot like a staggered fight here, 1 at a time, and with only 3.5 minutes to go, we have gone a full map completion of Colloseo for Central Bucks South, and they have taken not 1 but 2-0 in the series.
Not a single percentage dropped on map number 1. Not a single meter dropped on map number 2. Frenchette, well deserved from the play of the game, earning themselves just a follow-up team fight after what was a disruption early on in the low ground. Just being able to go in and out of the mech, finding those dive kills, especially onto Sopo, who was just a thorn in their backside for a majority of that map. Central Bucks South, they moved to 2-0, now +4 on map differential. That's got to feel good.
Oh, it has to, especially again, very early in the series, both teams having the exact scoreline going into the series, and one getting a slightly more favorable one at the very end. I mean, that is very comfortable for anybody, especially this early on in PIEA, week number 3. That being said, though, I have to say, Frenchette on that Diva was just a horror villain the entire series, all the way from Oasis into Colloseo, finding bodies, heads, healing for the back line, the front line, for everybody to make sure that Wyoming Valley did not get the value that they were looking for with the Reaper, with the Diva, with anything. And also with a not very popular backline of the Mercy and the Lucio. Very low healing output between the 2 heroes, but the way they were able to play despite that is extremely commendable, I will say.
Yeah, working together, making sure everybody stays strong and popping those ultimates at the exact same time. Funny enough to just keep the team fully healthy and going now. For Wyoming Valley West, not the end of the world. They're going to drop to 1-1. They've got more chances to win down the line and so many more weeks before playoffs. And, you know, talking about all the weeks and all the action, not only do we have PIEA action today, we've also got Night Owl streams all throughout the week featuring 3 different colleges. You definitely don't want to miss them.
No, you absolutely don't. And you also don't want to miss this next match coming up on deck here. You can really see we were kind of messing with it over a little bit, a little sneak peek into our next series. But we're gonna go to a very quick break, get our players ready and loaded for their next match. Once again, seeing Central Bucks South come back, and can they replicate that beautiful play we saw in their first series? We'll see on the other end of this.